My beloved child. Everyone in the room expected the same answer. They believed they already knew how this moment would end. Faces were calm. Eyes wandered. Some folded their arms with quiet confidence, certain that nothing unexpected could happen. Then one gentle question echoed through the silence. It was not loud. It was not complicated. It was only one question, yet it carried a weight no one could measure. Every person waited for the one with anxiety to speak, expecting hesitation, confusion, or fear. But what happened next became something no one could explain. The room grew strangely still, as though time itself had paused to listen. Even the smallest sound disappeared. No chair moved. No whisper remained. Every heartbeat seemed louder than before. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what you are about to hear is not the story people expected. It is the story they never imagined could be true. Many people believe anxiety always steals a voice, but sometimes the deepest struggle protects the greatest truth until the exact right moment. That moment had finally arrived. The question was simple: if all your fears disappeared today, who would you become tomorrow? Most people would answer with dreams, success, confidence, or freedom. They had already prepared those answers in their minds. But the person everyone underestimated slowly looked around the room. There was no anger in those eyes. No pride. Only a quiet peace that no one had noticed before. For several long seconds, nothing was said. The silence itself became heavier than words. Some people smiled nervously. Others looked away because waiting became uncomfortable. Yet the person with anxiety never rushed. Sometimes the strongest answers are born from moments the world mistakes for weakness. Every second of silence pulled everyone closer, wondering what could possibly be worth such a long pause. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next sentence changed not only the room but every heart willing to truly hear it. Finally, with a calm voice that surprised everyone, the answer came: if my fears disappeared today, I would lose the teacher that showed me how deeply people need kindness. The room froze. Nobody expected compassion to be the answer. They expected confidence. They expected power. Instead, they heard wisdom. In that instant, every assumption collapsed. The people who had judged quietly suddenly remembered their own hidden battles. The ones who thought they understood anxiety realized they had only seen the surface. The answer continued softly: anxiety never taught me that I was weak. It taught me to notice the people everyone else ignores. It taught me to recognize silent pain behind smiling faces. It taught me to choose gentle words because I know invisible battles are real. No one interrupted. No one could. Those words reached places ordinary conversations never touch. The silence that followed was completely different from the silence before. It was no longer empty. It was filled with reflection. Some lowered their heads. Others blinked back unexpected emotion. For the first time, people understood that strength is not always loud, and courage is not always seen. Sometimes the strongest person is the one who keeps walking while carrying storms nobody else can see. But this was only the beginning. The greatest revelation had not yet been spoken. There was another question waiting, one that would uncover something even deeper than anyone imagined. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A strange feeling settled over everyone. The first answer had already changed the atmosphere, but the silence refused to leave. It was as if the room itself was waiting for something greater. No one reached for their phone. No one whispered to the person beside them. Every eye remained fixed on the one who had spoken with such unexpected calm. Then another voice quietly asked, "What is the hardest thing about living with anxiety?" Most people expected an answer about fear, sleepless nights, or endless worry. But once again, the reply was nothing like anyone imagined. After a slow breath came the words, "The hardest part is pretending that I am fine so no one feels uncomfortable." The room became even quieter. Those words landed gently, yet they carried enormous weight. People suddenly remembered every time they had answered, "I'm okay," while hiding their own struggles. It was no longer just one person's story. It had become everyone's reflection. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the next truth would reveal something that almost everyone misses. The voice continued, steady and clear. People think anxiety is only about fear. But sometimes it is about caring too much, noticing too much, feeling too deeply. Several faces changed instantly. Some realized they had misunderstood anxiety for years. Others remembered people they had judged too quickly. The speaker looked around the room without blame, without bitterness, only with quiet understanding. The world often celebrates the loudest voices, but it rarely notices the strongest hearts. Some of the kindest people you will ever meet are carrying battles they never speak about. No one could argue with those words because they felt undeniably true. The room was no longer listening out of curiosity. Now they were listening because they recognized pieces of themselves in every sentence. Yet there was still one final question waiting, and according to the speaker, that question had changed everything forever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A quiet voice finally broke the silence once more. No one asked the next question immediately because everyone sensed it would uncover something even deeper. Then, almost like a whisper, someone said, "If you could tell the entire world one thing about anxiety, what would it be?" Every face turned toward the speaker again. The room felt smaller, yet the moment felt larger than anything that had happened before. A gentle smile appeared, not because every burden had disappeared, but because the truth was finally ready to be spoken. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What came next was not dramatic, yet it carried the kind of power that stays with people long after the conversation ends. The answer arrived slowly. Please stop asking why I am different. Start asking what I have survived that you cannot see. The words settled into the silence like light entering a dark room. No one looked away. The speaker continued, "Every person you meet is fighting a story you may never hear. Some battles leave no visible marks, but they still shape every decision, every smile, every quiet moment. Suddenly, the room no longer saw a person defined by anxiety. They saw someone defined by resilience, compassion, patience, and hope. The strongest people are not always the ones who never struggle. Often, they are the ones who keep showing kindness while carrying invisible weight. That realization changed the way everyone looked at each other. It was as if invisible walls between strangers had quietly disappeared. Then the speaker lifted their eyes one final time and said, "The day I stopped trying to prove I was strong was the day I discovered I already was." No applause followed. None was needed. The silence itself became the loudest response anyone had ever heard. Some people quietly wiped away tears they never expected to shed. Others smiled with a new understanding that words alone could never fully explain. But one final revelation was still waiting. The answer to the question no one had been brave enough to ask until now. It would change the meaning of everything that had happened in that room. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The room had already been transformed, but one final hand slowly rose. Every person instinctively leaned forward, sensing this was the question that had been waiting from the very beginning. A calm voice asked, "After everything anxiety has taken from you, what has it given back?" No one breathed a word. The silence felt sacred. The answer came without hesitation. "It gave me eyes that notice lonely people, a heart that chooses kindness before judgment, and the courage to keep moving even on the days no one notices." In that moment, everyone understood why the room had gone silent. It was never because of fear. It was because truth had entered the room so gently that no one wanted to interrupt it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The greatest revelation was not that anxiety existed. The greatest revelation was that compassion could grow in places where pain had once lived. The speaker looked around one last time and quietly added, "If you ever meet someone carrying a hidden struggle, remember that your kindness may become the moment they never forget." Those words echoed through every heart. People who had arrived expecting a conversation left carrying a different way of seeing the world. They realized that strength is often quiet, hope is often invisible, and the people who seem ordinary may be showing extraordinary courage every single day. That single answer had done what no long speech ever could. It replaced assumptions with understanding and silence with empathy. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. And now that you've reached this moment, carry this truth with you: the strongest hearts are not always the loudest. They are often the ones that continue choosing kindness when no one is watching.